The Washington Wizards were inefficient tonight, and it showed. LeBron James and AD combined for 50 points as the Washington Wizards lose 111 to 88 in Los Angeles. We're going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly for tonight's loss. Next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Your favorite podcast now has a newsletter. Introducing the Locked On Wizards daily newsletter, a one-stop shop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with all new free Locked On Wizards newsletter. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. And again tonight, the Washington Wizards do fall to the Los Angeles Lakers in LA, 111 to 88. And it was AD and LeBron James who combined for 50 points tonight for the Lake Show. But look at the Wizards, AB. They were very inefficient, shooting 25% from three, 35% from the field. And when you look at JP, you know, he was not his best night when you look at it through the lens of efficiency. Bilal looked good, but you know what was the biggest reason why the Wizards lost this game tonight, AB? Was it the inefficiency or was the fact that we gave up 58 points in the paint?
You know, it's a common factor with this whole points in the paint thing. The Wizards getting outscored. At the end of the day, like 88 points, 11 points in the fourth quarter, that's just inexcusable. And again, I understand young team is going to be a lot of bumps, but at the end of the day, especially when you're playing a caliber team like the Lakers where you have LeBron and AD, you just can't win scoring 11 points in the fourth quarter. It's inexcusable.
I mean, you could probably add that to the question. Was it just a simple case of talent gap? I mean, AD and LeBron, you know, they're superstars, and it showed tonight. I mean, combined 50 points, and from, you know, I mean, they were efficient. I mean, Anthony Davis 14 for 22. I mean, LeBron 8 for 18. So they did what they usually do. And so, but when you look at teams like the Lakers, you usually want to shut down the supporting cast. You know, Austin Reeves, 16 points, 8 assists, but he only shot 4 for 15 for the field. And Finney Smith off the bench did well. But looking at the Wizards, I think what really derailed the Wizards tonight, man, was a combination of inefficiency. Because Jordan Poole did drop 15 points. 7 rebounds is a really good number for him because, you know, him and Bub are a couple guards where they are very active in the paint. So that's definitely a positive when it comes to tonight's performance. I love the fact that both him and Bub definitely get in there and get nasty and get active in the rebounds. But he was inefficient tonight, man. 5 for 18, 4 for 12 from 3. And I'll say this, man, JP13 playing at an all-star level this year. And I've been very impressed with him overall, having a great season. You know, he said that he's willing to take, willing to accept going to the three-point contest because he knows that team performance is going to hinder any kind of all-star berth for him. So he said he's willing to accept, you know, a slot in the three-point contest. But let's talk about the three-pointers, man. I mean, we say it all the time, AB. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. And he's got speed. He's agile. You know, he's got great ball handling. Find ways to attack, man, a lot more. He settles too much for that three-point shot. And I've said this year. I said it last year. I say time and time again, AB, is that, you know, he's point guard now. He's a starting point guard. He's got to utilize that shot clock. I get it. Sometimes, look, you got a good look in transition. You take that look. But he's got to learn to utilize the shot clock. And I get it. We are a team that attacks in transition. So expecting him to be setting up half court is unrealistic. And I think you're not really playing to his best abilities by doing that. You definitely wanted him to push the pace and attack in transition. But there's times where you hit the lane, attack the basket, man, and collapse his defense and really utilize these other shooters on the outside. Bilal, I felt like this was a better performance tonight offensively from Bilal, man. And I felt like the first half, you know, his shots just weren't dropping. But I think the biggest thing to look at with Bilal was he kept shooting the ball. You know, the confidence, you know, you're starting to see the confidence come up. And he's hesitant. You know, he's going out there and he's shooting, he's playing his game. And that's what you want to see from Bilal, AB. Go out there and play your game. Just go out there and play your game because, look, defensively, he played well tonight, man. Him and Sarr played well tonight. We're going to talk about Sarr in a minute, but he played well tonight. He played well. 5 blocks, I'm telling you. It was a block. I mean, it was a block.
Career high, I'm pretty sure, right?
It was his career high, absolutely. So, I mean, Sarr and Bilal, the future's bright when it comes to the defense. They're already there. That defense is the star of the show for them. But offensively, you do see Sarr getting better. Definitely want more in the paint, but like I said, he's a rookie, so that's something you definitely want to see him work on in the offseason. But Bilal, better offensive showing than AB, 17 points, but he shot 7 for 15, let me get it out. 7 for 15 for the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and 6 rebounds. So no, I mean, you already mentioned real quick. How impressed were you by those 5 blocks, man? I mean, his instincts as far as a rim protector continue to impress. What do you think?
Oh, definitely. I think especially when you're going up against a guy like Anthony Davis and a Lakers team that's predominantly attacking the paint majority of the time, their game plan, I think it's very impressive. And again, young guy, for so long at DC, we wanted a shot blocker in the paint. And hey, man, I mean, the potential is there. Just give it some time, and eventually the offensive bag will fall and come into play. And this be a top 5 center in this league.
Oh, I agree 100%. I mean, you see the potential, especially offensively. Defensively, he's already there. The rim protection. I mean, he's just his closeout speed. I mean, I'm trying to remember the player that had him dead to rights going through the lane, man. But the closeout, he got that block. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That when you say gain muscle, I don't want to, and Drew Gooden kind of covered this tonight on the broadcast, which was I don't want to see him get bigger. I don't see no Dwight Howard out here because Dwight Howard wasn't a guy who can run in transition like Alex Sarr can and can stretch the floor. I like his build. He reminds me a lot of Kevin Garnett. I don't think that 5 pounds would really hinder him too much. I just want to see him get stronger, not so much bigger, but get stronger. And anybody who really gets into weights, like I said, I lift a lot of weights my day. There is a big difference between, lifting for mass and lifting for strength. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to your reps and all that. But definitely want to see him get stronger, but not so much bigger. But like I said, tonight, I mean, offense showing 10.6 rebounds. His rebound numbers continue to be solid. 5 for 14 for the field. So you see the confidence there. 0 for 3 from 3. But like I said, I'm not tripping because it's going to come along. He's a rookie, and you already see him get better as time has progressed this season. Kuzma, not his best night. I mean, efficiency wise, wasn't too bad. 5 for 13 for the field, but only 12 points, but he found other ways to get involved. 9 rebounds is a very, very good number for him, and 5 assists. So he definitely found ways to get involved. And Kispert tonight, AB, like I said, 3 for 7 from 3, 15 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, Kispert's getting back to that sharpshooter. Now, I want to see Kispert get back to attacking the rim again, definitely moving out the basketball. Keyshawn Jordan, let me talk about him real fast. He's another guy who we look predominantly as a sharpshooter. He continues to be more of a playmaker. He's definitely setting people up tonight, good passing, attacking the basket. But something would impress me is a couple times he, slide and slash into the lane. They were able to find him for a couple of wide open layups, just moving out the basketball. So as a team overall, I want to see this team move a lot more without the basketball.
5 assists too by Keyshawn.
5 assists. So he continues to show his playmaking ability, his to be that orchestrator. And I think that, we for good reason, we talk about Bilal. Obviously, Bilal, this guy, I think he's got all-star talent. Alex Sarr, same thing. Bob Carrington, he's definitely still at 14. But Keyshawn Jordan, man, I think we really hit the nail on the head with this kid at 24. Because, yes, he's a sharpshooter. And, yes, he can become very reliant on that three-point shot. He's not the only one on the team, obviously, but he's finding other ways to get involved, and that's what you want to see. You've seen that overall with this team. Jordan Poole, definitely setting up with the assists now tonight. The assist numbers weren't, 3 assists. So you definitely want to get him back to, if the shot's not dropping, get out there and be that orchestrator, get back to being that distributor. You know what I mean? Like I said, we know that JP can be that offensive minded guy, and he does it well. He's done it at all-star level this season. But the fact of the matter is, when the shot's not dropping, find other ways to contribute. Most of the time he has, but tonight did not. But it's all good on that front. But what I'm saying, kind of the point is, Keyshawn George found other ways to get involved. 5 assists, 8 points, but he shot just one drop, 1 for 6 from 3, 2 for 7 for the field. But all you can ask is, especially Keyshawn, find other ways to get involved. The playmaking you see, he's oozing with potential, man. 6'8" AB, and he plays like a guard. Come on now. I mean, the future's bright. And you look at the fact that we have 4 guys. I mean, Tristan Vucevic, I want to say 5, but we got to see more. And it's not his fault. He needs to play in time, and you're going to see a lot more than in the second half of the season. But I think you got 5 genuine studs out of the draft, last couple of drafts. And while you can look at other areas that we're going to talk about within the next couple of weeks, because especially this week, we're going to talk a lot about the trade market, man, which is not looking too hot for the Wizards. But for these young guys, man, the future's bright. So Keyshawn George continues to find other areas to contribute. So, like I said, AB, kind of in closing, man, it was just a talent gap. I feel like, we did have 5 guys in double figures, but it was just a talent gap. Our 1-2 punch, it wasn't their best night. And really, let's be real. Poole has played at all-star level, and Kuzma we know he could be that consistent scorer, the very aggressive scorer. But their 1-2 punch was just a lot better than our 1-2 punch, and it is what it is.
Hey, that dunk that LeBron had on JV, year 20. Ooh, come on, man.
I know, man, but let me say this, man. The officiating was stupid tonight. I mean, really. I mean, they had Austin Reeves tripped and they gave him a foul. I mean, what was it? Jackson Hayes went up for alley oop and he missed it. I didn't see any contact. I mean, it's like we get it, dude. You're in LA, it's the Lakers. You know, we get it. The NBA is LeBron. I get all that. We know what it is, but the officiating was hard to watch. Like, come on, man. Like, call it somewhat of a fair game. It's the Lakers, man. We're the Wizards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really have to push the calls their way to win this thing, man. You know, so I feel like there's a lot of bad calls, man. I don't know if that's just the NBA overall, whether it was just the star appeal, it's LA, it's the Lakers, but there was some bogus calls, man. Like I said, Austin Reeves driving through the lane, he trips over his own feet, and you give him a foul. I mean, and shooting foul that. What was the other play? It was JP went up for a steal and like barely tapped LeBron, and they made it a shooting foul. It's like, what are we doing, man? Like,
LeBron treatment.
Well, LeBron, he's an actor, so he's like, like he's, you know what I mean, like he put the whole performance on, but it's hard to watch sometimes, man. It really is. The officiating continues to be hard to watch and abysmal at times, man. But nothing to take away from Lakers. They're just a better team. But like I said, you see, I feel like we say this every game. You see the position with this team. I mean, JP 13, like I said, not his best night, but like I said, he's played at all level this year, and Kuz not his best night, but found other ways to get involved. So, like I said, guys, I mean, we know what it is. I mean, we have a record right now, 6-36. So, I mean, you got to find ways to really take the positives out of this, and and that's how we do it. AB, like you got to look at the individual performance and say, look, you see the potential with this team. It's about the journey, and I feel like we said 1,000 times here. It is about the journey, but I think it came down to a talent gap. Now, I think the talent will start to get better, but next year, like I said. Once we get at the end of this season, once you go into next season, there's a lot of expectations, in my opinion. You need to see some progression. I mean, going into year 3, you need to see some progression. Or, look, man, you got to see something. So, all right. So we're going to get into comments real quick, guys, because like I said, it's going to be a short night tonight. I definitely appreciate everybody, especially on the East Coast, rocking with your boys night. But again,
I was going to say, B, I don't know if you saw Greg's tweet, but it said, if you're staying up past 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night to watch the 6-35 Wizards play a basketball game, you have my utmost respect. So shout out to everyone in the stream, because again, it's really late and it's just loyalty, man.
Loyalty to the finest, man. Shout out to my guy Greg Feinberg, man. Matter of fact, he will be on the show next Friday, man. So definitely shout out to my guy Greg, man. But like I said, appreciate you guys for the loyalty, man. Showing up with us 1:00 Eastern time, man. So we're gonna get in comments. We're gonna keep it kind of short tonight, guys, but let's chop it up. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Gametime. I love going to live events, whether it's sports games, music events, theater shows, or comedy shows. One of my favorite memories was attending a concert last year. The energy and excitement were unforgettable. I went out there for my first concert ever. It was 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes. I'm an old school hip hop head. So if you ever get a chance to watch these guys live in concert, man, going through their whole catalog, especially Busta Rhymes going way back, I definitely recommend it. And like I said, Gametime is my go-to because now Gametime has made it easier to get tickets for your favorite events with their new feature, Gametime Picks. This feature filters out the fluff to show you the only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And like I said, I go to events all the time. Whether it's I want to go to more comedy shows. I haven't gone to a comedy show yet, or I want to go to a Broadway show someday in New York City. But mostly, I'm just a sports head, and I love my music. But again, Gametime is your go-to. But don't take my word for it, y'all. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. And again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA, LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime, baby. All right, everybody. Again, LeBron James and AD combined for 50 points as the Wizards lose 111-88 in the City of Angels. So let's get into comments tonight. Like I said, not expecting too many comments. I get a lot of people work, man. So like I said, look, I appreciate everybody who showed up tonight, and those who did, I totally understand. So definitely catch us on the rebound sometime today. So again, definitely appreciate everybody who took the time out of their early morning, man, to rock with your boys tonight. So Locked on the Log kicks it off like he always does, and he says jinx. He also says every player whose last name starts with a B is out. This is just plain odd. I didn't even notice that, but I mean, let's see. Invalid, my guy, what's up? Says recap at 1 a.m. is crazy. It is crazy indeed. But like I said, me and Ed for the last couple of years, we went live on the West Coast trips, man, and we put in that good work, man, in the early morning hours. So, like I said, that is definitely one thing I wanted to carry over going solo. And now that I got my guy over here, AB, my new co-host, we're definitely going to continue the trend, man. So, like I said, definitely appreciate everybody, man. But there's no rest for the weary, right? Gideon says, is it me or is Poole only taking 3-point shots? Like I said, Poole, man, is just how do I say this? It's like he's got to get more out of the shot clock. And I get it. There's times where you can take that transition three, and he does it well. I mean, he's definitely a guy who could hit that 3-point shot, but at times he can be a little reliant on that 3-point shot. And with his speed, with his handles, with his ability, with that vision, with his ability to attack the rim and collapse defenses and utilize outside shooters, I want to see a lot more out of his offensive game than just 3-point shooting, because I think he has more to offer. I think he's more of a complete offensive player than that. And yes, he can take those 3-point shots, but I think that relying on that 3-point shot, he's curtailing his potential offensively. I mean, do you agree or disagree, AB?
No, definitely, B. I don't know if you remember early on in the season when they played in San Antonio. I think he had like 40, and there was a spur where he was on 10 points in a row. It's just the offensive bag. He was going deep in it. So again, we talk about Jordan Poole and say that, yeah, those shots, if he's missing it, it's a lot, but if he's making it, so it's just, again, an off night. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from the fact that he's been playing at all-star level this year, and I just think he's only going to be getting better, because again, we haven't even, I mean, you talk about it a lot, he hasn't even hit his prime yet, so can't wait.
Hey, man, I agree 100%. Sharp comments from a guy with the sharp cut. I like it, man. So let's see. Brando72 says, I know we are tanking, but it doesn't mean we will get the first pick. There's a lottery. I mean, yeah, that is a valid point. We have a 14% chance to get that first pick, but I think that, I don't know, man. I'm a weird cat, man. Like, I believe in coincidences, man. Like, the last time we got the first pick was the last time the Nats and the Wiz both had first picks, man. And I believe that was the year we got Bryce Harper for the Nats, and the year we got John Wall. So I just have a feeling that AB. I got a feeling this year, man, that Cooper Flagg, or I mean, right now he's a consistent number one, but Dylan Harper and Ace Belly are saying hold my beer, so we'll see. But a lot of options in this draft. But you are absolutely correct. It's not guaranteed. Not guaranteed. So that's why I think the biggest thing to me is I want to see more of that culture of playing to win, playing hard, playing to win, man. Culture has to be the first proponent of this rebuild, man, because like I said, most nights AB is going to be a talent gap. Tonight was a talent gap. Like I said, nothing against JP13. He's definitely playing at all-star level, but team performance, again, is going to be a hindrance. And like I said, I definitely think he's getting a shoe-in to go for the three-point contest. So like I said, I was 50-50 with covering the all-star game this year. But I think that if he goes to the three-point contest, I might have to hit out there to San Francisco and show some love, man. Show some Wizards love out there, man. But let's see. Bucket Getter was good. He says JP definitely need to get the rack more. Looked a little sluggish tonight. Kispert, Sarr, and Bilal played really good minutes. Oh, absolutely. Sarr, again, played really well. Defensively was a dog. I mean, a dog tonight, man. Kispert, back to being that sharpshooter we know he can be, man. And Bilal, like I said, with him, we know what he can do defensively, AB, but offensively, when he figures it out on a consistent basis, and even B Cool knows that, he has to be a consistent offensive threat. And consistency is the name of the game. He knows this. So, like I said, I definitely expect he's going to pick it up, especially in the second half of the season. But like I said, we're going to talk about the second half of the season because you may not, you may have some unfamiliar faces on this team in the second half, man, unfortunately, because the trade market has changed for the Wizards. But like I said, we're going to get into that this week because we got a lot to cover this week, AB, as far as the trade deadline. And like I said, Friday will be the trade deadline preview. So, guys, definitely tune in on Friday. So, like I said, tomorrow we're going to look at the trade market and why it has slowed down and why you could expect one or two of these vets to be on the team after the deadline. But that's tomorrow with a preview. But we're going to get into the itinerary for the rest of the week. So let's get through these comments. DB says Poole failed me on Prizepicks with his taco discount being only 16 points. I mean, man, look, Prizepicks is I love these Prizepicks, man. So like I said, this is one of those things, man. It's risky. Bucket Getter says Kuz doesn't fit anymore, man. It's rough to watch, honestly. I am not trying to hate on another man, just an observation. No, I mean, it's a fair assessment. I mean, like I said, look, opinion where we all got our different takes and opinions, man. So when it comes to Kuz, like I said, we're gonna cover it tomorrow. But there's a likelihood he's gonna be on the team after the deadline. Like I said, we're gonna cover that tomorrow, guys. But Brogdon with the injuries, Jonas Valanciunas right now is probably out of those three guys, the guy who has a real opportunity and real trade value to be moved. So, like I said, we're going to cover that a lot more tomorrow when we look at the trade value for this team and a preview for the Clippers game. But I mean, Kuz, he may be around for a while because, like I said, there's a report that says they're looking at it like they may not even get a first round pick, AB. So I guess we'll talk about it real quick because, like I said, we're going to talk about it tomorrow, man. But I mean, to go from an asking price of 2 first round picks to a scenario where you're lucky to get one. I mean, is that a classic case of just not reading the market right and not making that move at the right time?
Unfortunately, as much as I love Will Dawkins, you can make the argument because again, Kuzma, I mean, right now averaging 14.4 points a game, it's a very low. And when you consider the fact that the on the court issue, the body language, you add that all together, doesn't make him look like he's like a great fit in the environment when it comes to any NBA team. At the end of the day, Kuzma, we thank him for his time in Washington. But the reality situation is he got traded from LA to Washington for a reason. So it does suck that at one point it was 2 first-round picks because, again, this is a young team that could take as many draft picks as they can. It's available, but it's the reality situation. And at this point, you can just get what you get. And if you don't feel like you're going to get as much as you should, then you keep them.
What they say, AB, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I mean, look, it rings true, man. I'm just trying to tell you. So we're going to finish up these comments real quick, guys. But before we do, I'm going to talk to you guys about the newsletter real quick. Again, guys, I definitely recommend the Washington Locked On Wizards daily newsletter. Everybody, definitely. I'm personally writing the articles, and like I said, it's not only just my articles, but it's a lot of insight, not only on anything and everything covering the Washington Wizards, but definitely it covers the NBA overall and even gets into fantasy and betting odds. So, like I said, definitely recommend the daily newsletter from Locked On Wizards every day. Come on, rock with your boy. All right, AB, let's get back into it, man. So, like I said, a lot of people, man, from out of town showing up tonight with us. So, again, appreciate y'all, man, rocking with, because it's about 1:20 in the morning right now. So, like I said, I'm up and alert. Talk about the Wiz, man. So, Bucket Getter says we need JC also. Oh, look, Justin Shipping is part of the future here in the district, man. I mean, I'm telling you, Justin Shipping, he's been a dog this year, man. He's been very, very productive. Big fan of his game this season. And Dallas says didn't watch the full game because it was getting late, but Sarr has some good defensive possessions on ad at the start. Oh, absolutely. Sarr showed his defensive potential tonight. WXLLK says, hey guys, hey, how you doing tonight? How you guys doing? Chris Scott, I know you. She says, hey y'all. All right, with the southern accent. Hey y'all. All right. Nomadic Brian says Blau did good. Sarr had 5 block shots. Well, that's about it. I mean, if you want to sum it up, right, that is about it. I mean, like I said, he do like the aggressiveness by the 1-2 punch and pull in Kuzma, but officially, like I said, and that's the thing, AP. I mean, it's one of those things, man. It's aggressiveness usually comes at the cost of what? Efficiency. So I mean, it's just one of those things. You want them to be aggressive, but that's what we're rolling with, man. So let's see. WXLLK says 6 a.m. in Scotland right now. Laugh out loud. Oh man,
that is loyalty, man.
Hey man, love the loyalty. Like I said, not only shout out to Locked On Wizards fans in the US, man. Like I said, we get a lot of fans around the world, man, from China to Germany to, I mean, everywhere, Nigeria. So Israel, the list goes on. So, like I said, man, everywhere in the world, definitely appreciate y'all taking time out of your day, whatever time zone you're in, to rock with us over here in Locked On Wizards, man. So definitely appreciate it. Bucket says refs were absolutely terrible. Oh, they were abysmal. 5 versus 6 out there tonight. Yep. You're telling me JP didn't get fouled tonight? Reeves tripping over his own feet, getting calls. Oh my God, I know. Above and Key getting killed by refs because there's rooks. Yeah, I mean, I'm get tired of the star appeal, man. It's basketball. Call a fair game. I mean, you don't need to cheat, man. I mean, I'm not saying the Lakers cheated, but the refs. I mean, we both know what it is. AB. It's this whole star appeal. It's the Lakers. You're in LA. Call a fair game, man. It's basketball. Come on, man. It's clear as day that Austin Reeves tripped over his own feet. If anybody needs a foul, he needs a foul because he don't know how to run without tripping over his feet. I mean, how we get called on that, and Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, JP got hit going in the lane. Keyshawn George got hit going in the lane. Bilal got hit a few times. So it, you know, like I said, it is what it is, but you don't have to be happy about it. But like I said, the officiating was hard to watch. And that's not the one factor.
That goes back to viewership, why it's so down. Like if you got to do something about officiating because it's going to become too late.
Well, yeah, that's why viewership's down, because you can't have this constant love fest with your superstars and good teams. I mean, you got how many teams in the league for a reason, man? Like sometimes I don't like that. I mean, I've been a big critic about that over the years past because because you're in LA, it's called fair game. I mean, you got Rickers out here, man. Like, you know, it gets old sometimes, man. Let's see, guys. Let's see, Vic, how you doing tonight? Says why Kispert can't get the starting spot. Yeah, he ain't gonna get that. He ain't gonna get that. Not right now. Vic also says we are winless when Kuzma come back. You know, like I said, Kuzma found other ways to get involved. But like, you know, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow, guys, because we're gonna get into the itinerary and what they expect for content for the rest of the week. But there's a real possibility he's gonna be on the team after the deadline. I mean, because his value has gone down. And if you're able to get it, and like I said, there's other moves around the league that could hamper that. I mean, right now there's an extravaganza for Jimmy Butler. If you guys don't know, the Phoenix Suns just made some trades with the Utah Jazz for draft picks that made it easier for them to acquire Jimmy Butler. So there's going to be a fallout. And Bradley Beal in that deal, I'm rhyming like I'm Dr. Seuss out here. Bradley Beal will end up going to Milwaukee. So he said he is willing to waive his no-trade clause to go to the Milwaukee Bucks, which I think that's a good move for Milwaukee. I mean, you throw Bradley Beal, Dame Lillard, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's not a bad acquisition for them. Now, is it enough to get past Boston or Cleveland? I don't think they're quite there yet, man. I think Cleveland and Boston, all roads go through them in the Eastern Conference. But I'm gonna ask you, AB.
I was gonna say B, but didn't we say the same thing about him going to Phoenix? Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. And again, like, I love Brad. Like, what he did here, we can never forget. But I don't know, man. At some point, like, I don't want to say diva, but it's just like you didn't really do much in Phoenix, and now you're going to Milwaukee. Is there a chance you ruin? It's just this is gonna be very interesting to see. And again, you know, the trade package they got for the Bradley Beal, those pick swaps and everything, it's gonna come into play, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. There's many words for it, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. So, Justin Pimpkinton, what's up, man? He says, Brandon, hey Brandon, what's up, man? What's your favorite moment as a Wiz fan? I mean, this might be a really weird moment, but to me, it's not really a 3-point shot, game-winning shot. You know, like I said, when it comes to my fandom as a Wizards fan, you know, when I was a kid, when there were the Bullets, when you had Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, and you know, Strickland, I was a kid, so I was worried about other stuff. And then, you know, as an adult, I was in the military, I was in the Army, man, and overseas a few times when Gilbert Arenas era. So I tried to cover them as much as not cover them, but kind of follow them as best as I could. But John Wall was the real era where I had time to really watch the games, get into it. But even then, you know, when I first got out the military, I was broke, man. So I couldn't go to many games. Now, you know, obviously I'm in a different headspace, man. But going to my first game, and it was the 2021-2022 season, man, my first game. And it was against the Milwaukee Bucks. And walking in the Cat 1, and that wow feeling, man. You know, watching, and the first thing you notice is what? The court ain't that big. So that's my moment, man. Like I said, my moment. And then especially as you know, when Locked On Wizards here, you know, me and Ed at first, we got our media credentials, man. That first practice, being a media member, man, you know, is one thing to watch them on TV, and it's like, wow, I'm at the practice facility, and it's like I'm looking at Bilal looking at me. And it's like, so, you know, like I said, you know, those are two hallmarks for me, not only as far as my Wizards fandom, just me is, you know, personal milestones of life, man. So like I said, I'm blessed to be in the position I am, be able to cover the team and do this for a living, man. So like I said, I'm definitely blessed, but that would be my go-to, man. Now, as far as like, you know, wow moments for the team, it doesn't get any better than that game 6 shot by John Wall, man. It doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? Watching certain players I enjoyed in the Wizards uniform. Jerry Stackhouse was dope in the Wizards uniform, man. Larry Hughes was dope. Obviously, Hibachi, Jameson, Karan. And then, so those are my moments, you know. Let's see. I mean, what about you, AB? What's your moments as a Wizards fan, man?
Man, I mean, I was gonna say game 2. That's an easy answer. I went to the game. It was 2021 to 2022 when they played it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, something like that. And that was the night before DeRozan hit a game winner, And then he had another game winner in DC, but that game was so crazy because Kuzma potentially had the game winner, then DeRozan hit it. Even though the Wizards lost, that was a fun moment. I don't know if you remember B, but Jason Smith was a mid-range merchant. That brother could not miss. Because I love shooting the mid-range shot IRL, so he was a fun guy to watch. Also, I love Chris Humphries, man. I'm just naming throwback players because again, like it's just like so much nostalgia when you think about it. But yeah, this Wizards team, man, it was as I started watching in around 2014, it was a good time. I remember when I went to the game, my first one at home, and John Wall hit a buzzer beater in the first quarter against the Thunder with Westbrook and Kevin Durant. That was the year when KD was supposed to come to DC and broke a lot of me and a lot of other fans' hearts. But that was awesome, and it was just a great time to be a Wizards fan.
I mean, I hate to say this, man. It's like having a crush on a girl that you never had a chance to get, man. Like we never had a real chance to get KD, man. I think it was funny when they tried to hire Scott Brooks to lure him here, and I was like, dude. He's just, and I never, and KD says, I just never really want him to play at home, man. Obviously, Bub kind of said this when, earlier this season when he says, man, people want tickets, people want, there's a lot that comes with playing at home. So I get that kind of that frame, that perspective with KD. But yeah, I think everybody wanted the KD, but it's just, he wouldn't.
I'm telling you, like that prime John Wall, Brad, and KD. Oh my. I feel like that could have been something special, but again, it's all hypothetical.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But it is what it is. That ship has sailed. WXLLK, my guy says, Brandon, if the O's are your baseball team, the Wizards your basketball team, who's your NFL team? Well, I'll say this: I grew up an O's fan, right? And I do root for the Nats are my team. The Washington Nationals are my team now. I stopped rooting for. I'm a lifelong O's fan, but the reason I stopped rooting for the O's after 2005 was when Peter Angelo said there's no real baseball fans in DC. He said, word? So I went with the Nats full time. But then in 2019, I went back and I root for the O's, man, when they started their new rebuild and their current team now. So I root for both of them. My wife's the O's fan. I'm the Nats fan. Like I said, we're going out to Camden Yards to watch them play each other, and I'm wearing my Nats gear, man. So, but I like this, I guess the O's are my American League team. But hey, look, that's my football team right there. The Commanders, baby. Come on now. Look, in the NFC Championship game, I'm just saying. So, we are definitely look good. There you go. All right, this is gonna be the last one tonight, guys. All right, Justin, he says, Brandon, how do you feel about a logo brand change for the Wizards? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities because I think that the last one was what AB John Wall. John Wall, their last uniform was his rookie year, and then they went into the rebrand where they are now. They did tinker with the uniform, here and there, but it's relatively the same concept of the logo. So. I mean, if you get a guy like Cooper Flagg with that star appeal, man, then I think, why not? Definitely bring in, start a new era because it's the end of the Bill era. And now you have a new era underneath in the new front office of Michael Winger and Will Dawkins. So I would definitely be down with a revamp in the change.
B, I saw a hat. It was like light blue. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know what edition was it. It was like a Wizards logo, light blue. It was very beautiful.
I mean, I'm down with, a brand change, obviously. I think it would be a good thing because, like I said, why not start a new era? Because, like I said, you went from MJ and Gilbert Arenas, the uniform changed when John Wall came in, switch it over. I definitely would love
that old DC logo, though. I liked it. I liked it.
Absolutely. So I am down. So that is going to be it, everybody. Like I said, I definitely appreciate everybody rolling with us 1 a.m. on the East Coast and everybody from around the country and not around the world. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your night and your early morning or your day, depending on the time zone, to rock with your boys over here, Locked On Wizards. So, all right, real quick, we're going to look at the itinerary for the rest of the week. A lot to talk about, guys. We're getting closer to the trade deadline. So tomorrow, we're going to take a hard look at how bad the trade value has lowered for the Washington Wizards. And is it a very real possibility that some of these guys are going to be with the team after the deadline? And where do we go from there? And then we're going to get into a preview for Thursday's game at LA, which is going to be another 1 o'clock in the morning recap. So again, definitely testing the loyalty, man, but definitely appreciate you guys. Thursday, we're obviously going to go live following the Clippers game. So it's going to be 1 a.m. And Friday, we are going to do the trade deadline preview. So we're going to get you guys ready for all the information you need to know for the trade deadline. And then next week, we're going to get into a lot of mock trades. We're going to break up a lot of these guys who are on the trade block individually, what the best fits are, what can you expect in return. And so we're going to, me and AB, we're going to get in deep with the trade stuff, man, hitting towards the trade deadline because I believe it is February 6th. I'm going off the top of the brain right now. So like I said, it is getting closer. So again, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a morning. I was going to say call it a night, but definitely we will see you guys 7 o'clock this evening. As weird as it is to say that, we will definitely see you guys 7 o'clock this evening where we cover the Wizards trade value conundrum. All right, everybody, hail to the Wizards and peace.